Right, today we're comparing two lenses. So first of all, we're going to do the disappearing trick.
Both these lenses have linear focus motors, so they're very fast and precise. You can see that they're very comparable when it comes to catching focus. The autofocus speed may not be that of the 24mm, but it's pretty damn fast.
Well, that's those for you. Let's go over there and talk about these two lenses. So, let's talk about these lenses. This one right here comes in at $598. This one right here comes in at $748. So we're talking about $150 difference. Now, does this look suit me? It's pretty cool, huh? They're both 35mm full-frame lenses for your Sony mirrorless camera. And I've got to tell you, I've been using this one for about 2 years and I'm selling it right now. That's why I wanted to make this film quickly, comparing these two and why I went for the 1.8 over the 2.8. It's a dilemma I'm guessing a lot of you have because they're in a similar price range. They're both 35mm and the difference is this is a Sony Zeiss, this is a Sony G. So it's not the GM, which is the 1.4, it's a Sony G. The difference is, as you can see straight away, straight off the bat, if we're talking in build quality or build design, is that the 2.8 is half the size. It's almost the pancake lens. In fact, when you stick it on your Sony, it is minuscule. I mean, look at that. It's something that I quite happily put in my pocket and I go, for a little bit of traveling, a little bit of street photography. When you stick this on your pocket, you're not as comfortable, as inconspicuous as you are with this tiny pancake lens. Does the 2.8 bother me? No, not at all. It really doesn't. I've used it for such a long time on so many portrait and fashion shoots that it's fantastic. It really is. It's very sharp, it's very fast. But since I got this one, the 1.8, I've noticed that this isn't as perfect as I wanted. Sure, it's a great lens for photography. For filming, not so much. As you're going to see right now, there is quite a bit of focus breathing in this, just like I showed in the 24mm comparison with the GM and the Viltrox. The GM was breathing like crazy. It is not a good filmmaking lens, whereas the 1.8 is. So check out my quick comparison on the breathing.
As you can see here, the Zeiss has some serious breathing problems, much like the 24mm GM, but the Sony 35mm 1.8 is absolutely perfect.
So as you can see, this breathes a lot. It's actually quite disgusting. So for a filmmaking lens, not so much. But if, like I said, if you're out there and you want to buy a small lens that you can take out to do like street photography, traveling, then this is absolutely fantastic. If you're filming, it's pretty good as well. I mean, I've done quite a lot of stuff on it, but now that I've noticed the breathing, it really gets in my way. This does not breathe at all. As you saw, this just doesn't move. The edges are completely perfect, which is fantastic. Now, when it comes to 2.8 and the 1.8, the difference in the out of focus regions, I'm going to quickly show you what that looks like now. Let's take my dad's old Pentax camera, focus in on it, and check out how out of focus you can get. Remember, we're going to put this on 1.8, we're going to put this on 2.8, and this has a close focusing distance of 22 centimeters. This has 35, so kind of classic. Now, 35 centimeters is right here. That's how much we're talking about. 22 is there. So, I mean, that's quite a vast difference. I like getting up and close, especially when I'm taking portraits, if I'm taking product photos. So this close up at 1.8 blows your mind. So just check these out.
As you can see, the minimal focus distance is a lot closer on the 35mm 1.8. Looks great.
Now it's funny, the angle of view is slightly different. This is 63 degrees, this is 62 degrees. I'm guessing that's because of the focus breathing. So this is a 0.12 times magnification. This is a 0.24 times magnification. So there is a little bit of difference in how close you can actually get up. Now this has 11 glass elements in 9 groups, and this has 7 glass elements in 5 groups, which adds to the actual weight, because this comes in at 120 grams, this comes in at 280 grams, so the difference is substantial. I can feel that this is just, it's very lightweight, this is a heavy lens. Physically, there is absolutely, when it comes to weather sealing, no weather sealing. There's absolutely no weather sealing. I don't get it. I still don't get it. It's a piece of rubber they could stick on that could make our lives a lot easier. I'm sure it costs next to nothing, but there is no weather sealing on either one of them. On the front, we're talking about a 49mm filter thread, and on this one we have a 55. And apart from that, apart from the size difference, the one thing that this has, which I absolutely love, is an AF/MF switch. This makes my life a whole lot easier, because when I'm filming and I'm doing some B-roll and I want to go in and out of focus, I just quickly switch it to MF and I can go in and out of focus and do beautiful kind of B-roll shots. With this, I have to go into the menu, change it from AF to MF, do my shot, go back in, change it back. Here that really makes my life a lot easier. It also has a customizable button, one that I don't really use. I probably should, but I don't use it. I don't ever feel the need to use it. So yeah, I mean, that is basically the difference when it comes to the build, design, quality of these two lenses. When it comes to actual quality of image, I mean, let's compare these two next to each other. Just taking some basic everyday shots and have a look if you guys can see the difference. So really not too much difference there, is it? They both look fantastic. Zoomed in, they both look great. I mean, there's nothing that I can say I don't like. As I've said, I've taken a ton of photo shoots on this lens and I've never had any problems. It's a beautiful, beautiful lens, very easy to move around with, and I like that it's very light. This has 7 blades and they're rounded. This has 9 blades and they're rounded. So the out of focus, the bokeh in the background, the balls, the tons of balls. Let's check those out and see which one has nicer balls.
This is minimal focus distance. Obviously, the balls are much bigger on the 1.8.
It's really a personal preference, which balls you're more liking. I kind of, I'm not a ball man. I don't really get turned on by balls, but some of you guys love the out of focus bokeh, so that was for you. So really, when it comes down to it, if I had to choose one for me, considering I do a lot of filmmaking, I would choose the 1.8 because I can go down to 1.8. It's better in low light, and I have the AF/MF switch. That makes this lens the lens that I want. If I'm traveling a lot and I'm doing photography, this 120 gram tiny pancake lens is what I want. The reason I'm selling it is because I just don't have the finances to keep both. I can't justify having two 35mm lenses. So I'm getting rid of this one, and I'll put the money towards the DJI Action 2 or the Mavic 3 or something else that I can make use of. That's my quick comparison between two very similar 35mm lenses for the Sony full-frame cameras. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments below. My name is Philip. If you haven't been to my channel before, welcome, subscribe, give me a thumbs up if you did like my film, and I'll catch you on the next one. I still have to do the 15mm Nissi lens, which is this wide. It's absolutely insane. So keep your eye out for that one, and I'll catch you on the flip-flop.
If you managed to get this far and you're one of those Lord of the Rings marathon type of people who watches films to the end, then I'm just going to show you a few shots I've done out and about around the house, maybe one of Mia, and you'll see what this actually looks like, the 1.8 being used in normal circumstances. Anyway, thanks for staying to the end. Catch you guys soon.